lot more concerns from our residents along G Street in regards to people cutting through and going around. I just want to put that back on the grill again to figure out a way that we can alleviate or do something. Necessarily not even just have a patrol car there, but or even a speed monitor, but at least something, some kind of maybe extra stop signs, maybe something to help slow down the traffic on that street. We're going to be hearing from those people very soon as well. And the other thing is the Community Pregnancy Center of Camas and Washougal is having their banquet this Thursday night. It's at the Heathman Lodge, and I'm hosting a table, so if anyone's interested in going, I have a couple seats available still, and they serve a great purpose here in our community with helping women who find themselves with unplanned pregnancies and helping them find shelter and food and supplies for their children. So just want to pass that along. Thank you.
Thank you. Brad?
Just want to make a comment. Mr. Rothschild is, of course, gone now and didn't stick around to hear any information about it. But when you start comparing us to Camas, we have no, and it's pretty obvious, we have no control over what kind of rates increases they've had in the past. So it's kind of unfair to compare us to Camas on 1 year or even 2 or 3 years when we have an increase, apples and pineapples, you know, differences in that. So I'm not questioning any of the comments made by the citizens tonight that we shouldn't look into these things and that they're not tough increases. But I still need to see and I think it'll be interesting when it comes out after you guys are done with it, but we can see where, you know, if we talk about a 13.5% increase, does that ultimately end up being a $4 increase on your water bill? I don't know that number, but I'm just assuming, because we can say a 13.5% increase is a large number when in fact it may be a $5 number, or until we get that. But the other comment I think I just heard you make was that we pay the same, a fixed income pays the same as a business, and that's not true.
The rate for the amount of water, not the.
Isn't that two different charges? I mean, no,
it's always been that way.
The commercial rate is a much different number, isn't it?
We do have a senior citizen discount.
But it's not.
It depends on the meter size when it comes to the water, and then the number of employees in the sewers. It depends on the business.
Right. There's a bunch of factors in there. It's not the same. A fixed income is not paying the same per cubic foot of water as a business. Is that a?
That's.
It all comes back. Depends on what the business is doing. If you're looking at a Chimera plant like that, they have a lot more water volume going through. But a smaller business, it could be not using as much water. They could be using the same way. It depends on what commercial activity is actually there.
Okay. Thanks.
In regard to the rate study analysis, it actually brings down the dollars and cents per billing cycle. That information was forwarded to all of council earlier today. I went through it quickly. I think there's 43 total pages in there. It looked pretty much like the same information we had before, but there is another inserted page in there on each one of them that has the actual rate in dollars. Trevor, I want to say we were just shy of $25 when you took into account an average household on water, sewer, and stormwater combined.
Yes, that's very close. What was sent out today is the actual presentation from FCS from the workshop. Mm-hmm. What council will get for next workshop will have the per rooftop or per household impact, water utility, sewer, as well as stormwater.
I have a request on
Yes.
this issue. Is there any way we can get a comparison as far as rates and what the average rates for other cities in our size that are comparable to us?
Mm-hmm. It has to be in Washington, though.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. But I'm just saying they listed a number of cities in the newspaper article, and I'm just curious to know
They had all the cities in the county.
their current rates, you know, per household. Like we're getting ready to look at our rates per household, how they're going to change, and I just want to get a comparison.
Yeah, within the presentation from FCS, I believe there's 7 or 8 comparables.
Okay.
Comparable size cities, state of
That's
Washington.
the one you sent out today.
Yeah, Vancouver, obviously Vancouver's in there just because of location, regional, Ridgefield, Arlington, Battleground, a few others in there.
Okay, thanks.
Trevor, is that a copy of what we had on the 11th?
Yes.
But
Updated copy.
updated with a couple additional slides? Or?
Yeah, what we'll still be working on is the per ERU or per rooftop impact to the citizens and/or business owner. And you'll be getting that for workshop next week.
And we have No, it's on. Excuse me. So we have the workshop next week, and we'll make sure that we can highlight information around some of the questions that have been asked, and we can point out the purpose of the capital projects. And Councilman Russell is kind of hitting the nail on the head in terms of the mandates that we have, and we'll talk
That
about
would
the
be helpful.
consequences of not doing those capital projects on the community and on the systems, so that you have all of the information in front of you.
Thank you. With that in its odd spot in our agenda, any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, moving to a public
Could I
hearing.
just chime in real quick? At what point, so we can go ahead and set a new agenda format at any point in time?
We can.
So that's what you're waiting on when you're grinning every time we get to that point?
Oh, interesting.
So I could formally make a motion to move that below public comments?
Yeah,
Second.
you actually have recommendations from the administration on all of the agendas for.
I remember that,
workshops
yes.
and everything else, so.
Yeah.
We'll be bringing that back once
Okay.
we get through the budget and rate season. And then we were going to move to the staff recommendations on your rules, which include the order of agenda, and try to incorporate some of the things that you asked for in the
Okay.
rules and work through that one more time.
One more quick question.
Yes.
Are there certain times of the year when we can or cannot increase water, sewer, or stormwater rates? Do we have to increase them at a certain time of the year?
Well,
Okay,
typically,
so
yeah.
anytime, doesn't have to be now, right this minute, tomorrow, anytime.
Right? It's
Yeah.
just historically done calendar year
Budget session.
I see.
with the budget,
It's
right? Because
historical.
the budget,
Got it.
I think the only nexus is that the budget is reliant upon the rate decision. And so whatever decision you make on the rates will have an impact on the overall budget, including the general fund budget, because of utility taxes that are a function of the utility rates. But there's no statutory requirement to have them effective January 1 of a given year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Agenda Bill 158-10, public hearing for surplus of old Public Works Sharp copier BC 260 that was purchased with enterprise funds in 2005. I don't even recognize, those Jim's initials?
Yes.
Trevor, you're up.
Staff is-
Actually, I'm not even sure that, well, no, go ahead and do your summary.
Staff is requesting a public hearing inviting comment allowing the Public Works Department to surplus the failing Sharp copier. On September 20th, 2010, council and mayor agreed that the Public Works Department could lease a new Konica Minolta C280 for the Public Works Department use at 2247 Main Street. This printer will replace the Sharp copier BC 260, which had been exhibiting operational failure for the last several months. As the Sharp copier was purchased in 2005 with enterprise funds, RCW requires that requests to surplus equipment purchased with these funds first go before the public at a hearing